All right, let's move on to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Wednesday, December 27th, between North Carolina and West Virginia. West Virginia is a 6.5-point favorite here, over under 54.5. This game will be played in Charlotte, North Carolina. So a little bit of a home field for the Tar Heels. This is you get a Duke's Mayo mayonnaise bath. I've never had Duke's mayonnaise, but I've always been. I'm a big fan of just like real. You make like organic mayonnaise, but I grew up on Hellman's, so I'm always just a Hellman's guy. But some people swear by Duke. So do you have a mayonnaise preference?
Well, I hope Mitchell's got a sound drop. I love that. Bring out the Hellmans and bring out the best. That was a really good commercial. I loved it. Kraft didn't even taste like mayo, right? Hellman, you're
No, I
right.
hate Kraft.
Hellman's was the bomb.
Yeah, and I can't do like. I also need real mayonnaise. You can't do like fat free. There's certain things you can't do like definitely fat free. Can't do fat free mayonnaise. But anyway,
We're
North
getting
Carolina.
old though. We have to start watching our weight. We're getting old. We have to watch everything, right? So
Yeah, no, that's true. No, but there's certain things I will not compromise. Mayonnaise and then like ranch. You can't like fat free ranch is garbage. Sorry, I'm sorry. All right. Let's move on. All right, so the Duke's Mayo Bowl, West Virginia. The reason they're a 6.5-point favorite here over North Carolina, primarily it's because Drake May will not play, opted out. Their star quarterback for the NFL draft. Backup Connor Harrell will start. They also have some injuries. They're starting tight end John Koppenhaver. They're starting wide receiver Bryson Nesbitt. They're starting cornerback Elijah Huzzy, and they're starting safety Will Hardy. They are all hurt and won't play in the bowl game. Their other starter, Nate McCollum, he was hurt and didn't play in the finale. And then they also have other opt-outs. Starting linebacker Cedric Dre, NFL. Starting center Corey Gaynor, NFL. Starting wide receiver Tez Walker, NFL. Starting defensive lineman Miles Murphy, NFL. Murphy, though, apparently among the opt-outs, among May, Gray, Gaynor, Walker, and Murphy, only Murphy will play in the bowl game among those five. West Virginia, they had some guys hit the transfer portal. You know, defensive lineman Mike Lockhart, safety Hershey McLaurin. No one really too important.
right.
However, their star center, Zach Frazier, who go 1 or 2 in the draft as far as centers are concerned, he will miss the bowl following surgery. He's an important part of that offensive line. But it looks like from a motivational standpoint, player personnel, West Virginia major edge here, which is why they are favored, and this line has leaked out to 6.5. You also could see some rain for this game, but we're pretty far out from the weather forecast, but something to keep in mind because this will be played outdoors. But you look at West Virginia, they want to run the ball, and they should have lots of success doing that against North Carolina. What do you see here in the Duke's Mayo Bowl?
The depth chart came out for UNC on Thursday. No scholarship tight ends. Freshman Connor Harrell's in at quarterback, and then portal entry Jefferson Boaz is going to suit up and be an emergency quarterback in this case. But wide receiver Kobe Paysauer was not on the depth chart. That further thins out a list of experienced targets. There's almost nothing there. Linebacker Cedric Gray is off to the NFL. That means every linebacker is a freshman. Harrell was a 3-star. He was ranked the 10th best dual threat in 2021. So we'll see. I mean, you go back to the Owen McCown for UTSA, right? I mean, he came in and he was able to show somewhat of what Frank Harris, the playbook that Frank Harris ran. Don't know if, Harrell's going to be able to do that here. Now, the bread and butter of the West Virginia offense is pretty much intact. And man, as I talk about this, I just think about going back to media day down in Cowboy Stadium, down in AT&T Stadium. And when they released, they said West Virginia was picked dead last in the Big 12. Well, here we are. They made it all the way to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Really good season for them. The handicap is can North Carolina stop the ground and pound of quarterback Garrett Green, running back CJ Donaldson, running back Jaheim White? The answer is no. The Mountaineers, heavy outside zone, heavy. They run some counter and inside. And I think that's why this handicap is you need to still be betting on West Virginia, because when you talk about losing Zach Frazier, yeah, that is a really big loss. Brandon Yates is his backup. He played 40 snaps at center. He's got hundreds at both guard positions, so it's going to be new for him. But keep in mind what West Virginia does. Almost exclusively outside zone. They do not go over the guards. They do not go over the center. They run directly over usually the left tackle. So Even with full strength UNC, they were average success rate against outside zone. They are 120th in the nation in defensive stuff rate. I don't even think a full strength defense from North Carolina was going to be able to stop what the Mountaineers want to do. I would prefer the over because West Virginia's top 25 in explosives, but I think the better bet is West Virginia on the side because Frazier is a huge loss and he's going to be a big NFL draft pick, but they don't run over center. So they might be able to get away with air.
Yeah, I think West Virginia, anything under a touchdown is the side here. I just don't think, I mean, North Carolina, their offense is decimated. Obviously, in a massive drop off from Drake May down to Connor Howard. Also, just signals that they don't really care about this bowl game. And can North Carolina stop the run, as you said, which is the bread and butter of West Virginia's offense? And the answer, even before you consider some of the opt-outs on the defensive side of the ball, you know, Cedric Gray, their best defender, the answer is a clear no. So anything under a touchdown, I think West Virginia is the side.
Neil Brown goes from the hot seat to the Mayo seat.
Mayo bath for Neil Brown.